Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to start with splash screen. Okay. As you can see, we are going to build this screen, and it has image and green color text. Below that, we have some other text, and we have button. This is the four elements which I have in a screen, which we have to create in the Flutter app. Okay. Let me go to the Flutter, which means Android Studio, and by default I told it has some code. I'm going to rewrite that code. Okay. It directly goes to my app. From there it has a title which is Flutter demo. Instead of that I can say e-commerce, and it has title as Flutter demo page. I would say e-commerce. Yeah. Okay. Once that is done, we have my app as my home page as stateful widget. I'm going to use this as my home page itself. So what we can do is, okay, this is a splash screen, right? So let me remove this. I don't want this because if I keep that name, it will be confusing. So when I remove that, it is saying that there is no file like that, but you are referring that file. So just let me create that file. Okay. When you start typing STF, it will be giving you short form of STFUL, which is stateful widget. Just click enter. It will create some code for you, which is stateful widget template, and we can say what is it? It is a splash screen, right? Splash. That's it. Okay. Once this is done, we have to create a file. We have to create a page with all those elements which we have seen in the design, which is this. To create this, first let me create a scaffold. Okay, whatever the page you create, you will be starting with scaffold because it has inner elements. Let me explain one by one. You will have to provide app bar. In our case, there is no app bar, but you must know what is app bar, right? So let me create app bar. App bar, and then okay, it has title. When you start typing something, it will be giving you suggestion. Based on the suggestion itself, you can work, but you should think more about it. Okay, title is there. In the title, you have to provide some text. What you will be doing is like you will start typing text, but it doesn't work like that. Rather, for the title, you have to provide text widget. In Flutter, everything is a widget. If you call scaffold, that is widget, and if you call app bar, that is also widget. So in the same way, you have to provide text widget. In the text widget, now you can provide directly whatever the text you want to provide there. Now I can say splash screen. Okay, let me know, is it working properly? I think I'm getting some sort of error. What is that? Yeah. What is the error I'm getting is, before it was referred to my home page and there was a page. Now I have cleared those code. Because of that, it is showing an error, throwing an error. Okay, let me re-refer it, or let me say splash. Whatever recently we created, that I am referring now. Okay, now I am trying to run it. Now if you see, all those things, whatever I had before, that is gone, and we are getting a new screen with a splash screen. By default, it is a green. It is a blue. You will be having an app bar as blue, and text color as white. If you want to change it, you can change it. If not, then you need not to worry about that. Okay. If you have doubt with that, click on app bar and check what all the things are there. So there are n number of elements or n number of parameters which you can use. Okay, so these are all the parameters which we want to change. In the next videos we can see how do we change the app bar. Now let it be default. If you want to change the color, just you can use style, and you will be having text style. When I start typing these things, don't think that okay, all these things are mucked up. This is like by practicing you will get to know things very easily and it will be there in your mind. So that's how I'm typing. And font size, or you can say color. So color, in other languages you might have to put color code and color name, but in Flutter you can use color class, which is capital color, and you can say red. It is not color, it is colors. So if you use that, you can see the result in the screen, okay, which is not perfect. It looks very weird. I'll go back to white itself. If you leave it, by default it is white, but I'm mentioning it to know, like, to give you better understanding about the style of text style. So that's the case. Now I have to put one more image there. Before I put image there, I have to do some sort of changes in that, which is in the PubSpec YAML I have to enable images thing. Okay, actually in the PubSpec YAML, in the line of number 60 and 61, 62, there will be default images folder, but it is not created in the Flutter package or Flutter app. What you have to create is, you have to create new and directory, you have to say images. Okay, once you have done that, uncomment this, and if you have any particular image to refer, you can use images / and images name. In our case, what we are going to do is, we are going to use all the images. So in that case, I am going to say images / whatever the images there in the images folder, that I am going to use in the project. For that case, I did this. What is the issue? Okay, sometimes this Flutter indentation may not work. In that case, you have to be aware and you need not to get stuck with things, because if you see there is one space right aligned here. What you can do is like just properly align it to the left. Even this is not correct. Okay, let me properly align it. Okay, now it is perfect. It is reloading without any error. Whenever you come up with errors, you just search it. Since I know it, I did it, but it is not in your case. If you don't know something, you can search it. If I come across like that, I will be searching like that. I'll show you that in this video itself. Okay, now I have to put some image. First and foremost, I need some image, right? I don't have any image in my project. I have to download some image and I have to paste it there. For that, what you can do is, this image does not look normal, right? It looks something like a graphic thing. So I'll try to download the image from Andra, which is a website where you can get open source illustrations. So for that purpose, I'm going to that website. And here, if you want to mention the color, you can mention. I'm using Figma. It looks very different. Okay, I'm not going to change the color and all. If you want, you can change in the Figma itself. Sorry, in the Andra itself. I'll be changing some sort of color. This looks good. I'll go with this. And we have to search the things, right? What is it? What is it? Yeah, it looks like store. So I'll be using the keyword as store. Okay. I do get some results. For that, I'll download some images from there. You can download it as SVG for your project. If not, then you can use it PNG. I'll go with PNG. Okay, this is downloaded, but it will be there in my downloaded folder, I guess. Downloads folder. Yes, it is. It is a very big name. I'm not going with that name. I'll be renaming it as first.png. That's more than enough. Okay. Let me copy that and then paste it in the images folder. Done. Now you have an image in your images folder. Now how do we connect it to the page? Because we have it in a images folder, and whatever the file we are working is there in the main.dart, which is there inside the lib. There is a big gap between images and lib. How are we going to connect it? And that is where the program works. Okay. Let's go into this, and then Now I just created scaffold, right? You have app bar, but I have not connected anything to body. Even if you work with web, you will be having header and body. All these things will be there. The same format you have to use it for app also, but it is little different. Okay, let me go with that. So in this scaffold, we have app bar and then we have a body. Okay, in the body, what I am going to use is column. You might be asking, if you have read any article, you might have come across container, center, all these things. Even I could have started with that. I could started things like center or container, row, column, all these things like that. But it goes same way and it will become monotonous. I don't want to go with these things. Rather, how do we work? That format I want to give it as a video. So let me go to the video, and we have implemented column. And then I'll use children for that. So column as a children. Even these things you need not to mug up, but for the first time when you work with these things, it will take time to get awareness about this widgets and all. We are using column. For that column, it has a children. Okay. In the children, what I have to put is image. Image is a widget. Okay. Okay, image is there, and then in the image there are 3-4 things where you can use file and then memory, network and asset. There are difference between these things, but as of now what I am going to use is asset. When you use asset, it means that the file is there in the project itself, which means it is there in the images folder. That is what it means. So what we can do is like images slash first.png. Okay, now it should work and it should display the image. Now if you see, it is displaying the image and it looks somewhat proper, whatever the design I created. Okay, it has an image, and below that there are two text. Okay, one is there in the green and another one is in the black. You might be thinking it is a very big task. It is not a very big task. You have to create text widget. Okay, create a text widget and then you have to say whatever is there. Okay, since I have the option to copy, I am copying it. So people say don't work harder. People always find out people who work smarter. So I just go with copy option. I'll paste it. Okay, so that's the thing, and you have to create a style for it, right? Because it is a green color text. If I go with black, you might be saying that you don't know how to make or how to give a color to that text. That scenario will happen. For that reason, I am trying to give a color to that. And colors dot. I already told you one thing very clearly. In Flutter, everything is a widget, and you will be having a different classes for things. So let me say colors. And you will be having a number of colors. Whatever the color you want, you can use. In my case, I am using green. So find the restaurants that should appear in my screen now. Okay, it is appearing, but it looks very bold, and it is not appearing in my screen. See, it looks very small and tiny, which is not good. So let me make it big and bold. So font size, what is that? Font size, let it be 30. Font weight. Okay, when you use font weight, you will be having a class called font weight. In the font weight, you will have different segments, different options, different parameters. Whatever the parameter you want, you can use. In my case, what I need is bold. Click on bold and give Ctrl S. Yes, that is done, and find the best restaurants is appearing as bold. And below that, what you need is find your favorite restaurants or famous restaurants of your city in the tab, city in tab only. This thing also I'll just copy it, and then let me go to the I'll create one more text and I'll paste it. Okay, since I pasted this, it is showing me an error. I'll just rectify it. Yes, let me refresh it, and it is appearing properly, but it does not look good. That is because I did exactly, I just copy pasted, but I didn't properly align it. So what I can do is, I'll try to wrap this widget. Okay, I forgot to say what is the shortcut for that. Just click on that widget and Alt plus Enter. When you do that, you will be having option wrap with widget, wrap with center. So I want to wrap this with center. Let me check what is the output of this. No, there was no change and it looks same. So yeah, sometimes you face problems like this. In that case, what you can do is like do the same thing, Alt plus Enter. All together you have to do, and you will be having option of wrap with padding. And then all together I have 8 padding. When you give padding like that, it will be appearing properly. Even if it is not appearing properly, you can say you can increase the size. Now it looks somewhat better. I think now I can try center alignment. Center alignment does not work here, so I'll use cross axis alignment for column itself, which is very top. In the body we have given column, so cross axis alignment center, and then main axis alignment also I'll be giving center. Okay, these two things, just don't worry about that. Why am I using it? Just use that and see the results. Okay, even now it is not perfectly alright. Let me change it. Okay, I am using text align, which is a property of text widget. Text align dot center. Now it is center. See, when you work with things, you have to try with multiple things. Whichever works, that you have to take it. For some case, there might be a widget which works. For some other case, it may not work. It is not our mistake. It is based on the situation. We have to modify the things. So that is what I have done. And the last one, we have to create a round button. Till today, I think I have not created this button because I used to use circle avatar and some other things. But this looks very different. In this case, what do I do? That is the case now. Okay, now what I have to do is like, I should know how to search for these things in the Google. Okay, that is the case, right? Okay, let me Google it as rounded button in Flutter. Yes, since I typed it, it's appearing. Okay, I'll go with the first link itself. Okay, this is the button exactly which I need. So let me just copy it and then paste it below. Okay, I have pasted it below, and then let me know what is the result of this. Okay, actually whatever we need we got, but in our design it is having a button with green and it has an icon. Okay, that has to be checked now, and yeah, we have a text here which is button, which is exactly this. I don't want to go with that, so let me change it. Let me change it as icon, then icons dot. When you type that, you'll be getting a lot of options. Okay, that's it. And then you have to change the color of this, right? And here you have an option called primary. Primary is the option to change the color. Click primary and then colors dot green. Yes, I think it should look proper now. Yeah, this is what we have seen in our design. The image is different, and other than that everything is same. So if you can see, image we have used different image, and then other than that all are set together and like properly aligned. So this is all about splash screen. We have successfully created splash screen, and in the next video we'll create a login or register, whatever we call that screen we'll be creating. Thank you.